Ghost Cult Magazine welcomes in Laura Vargas, aka the Inferno Doll. How are you, Laura?
Hey Keith, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. It's so great to meet you. And your record is coming out this week, so it's always a good time
Yes.
to chat and get to hear about your story and this really interesting, eclectic record, as I just described it, the Halloween sounding record just in time for Christmas. Perfect.
Yes. I love that.
It's never a
Um,
bad time to be scary or spooky all year round.
of course. That's my motto.
Nice. I like it. I like it. So before we talk about the new record Sacrifice, I wanted to kind of back up for a second and hear about your story because I think you have a very interesting career arc. You've actually been an artist for quite a while. You're not a brand new artist. This is your first record in a minute, but I would love to hear about how you got started in music, how you became a singer initially, and a brief review of your career up to now. You've done some really amazing stuff.
Okay, I'll try to be as brief as possible. Um, I was the singer of a metal band back in Chile. The name of the band is Sacramento, was Sacramento. I fronted the band for oof, like for 8 years ish. And we played, actually, one of our first shows was opening for Theater of Tragedy during their farewell tour. So that was one of the second shows that I have with the band. I started singing when I was very, very young, at the age of 9 years old, because I had my music teacher from back then telling me and encouraging me to sing. Then I discovered the Phantom of the Opera. I was living in another city in Chile. The city was La Serena, so it's a very small city. And then I moved to the capital, to Santiago, and I got into this new school. And my schoolmates, the boys, were all metalheads, so they got me into metal. And then I had a band, a kind of an emo hardcore punk band when I was very young, 18, 19 years old. Then I was a singer of an Nightwish tribute band. Then I got to Sacramento. I stayed there for, as I said, for a very long time. And on 2015, I started to develop the idea of the Inferno doll. 2013, sorry. And every day was I was feeling the need of doing something more like coming from my own spirit, to say so. And I decided to leave Sacramento. And 2015, Domination came out. This tale of this alter ego living inside me that one day wakes up, comes out of me, locks me up, and she's trying to like take over the world. And she encounters fear, love, and a lot of things. And then she realizes that she can't live without me. So we kind of got together again. 2016 November, I performed live with Inferno Doll, like exactly 2 weeks before I relocate to Canada, because I'm living in Canada now. So right after that, took the plane, came here. I had to stop everything related to music because there was a lot of things that I had to do here that I had no idea. And 2019 was the beginning of writing the Infernal Sacrifice. And here we are.
That is a pretty good story. There's a few things to definitely unpack there. First of all, it's funny. I'll try to do them in order. First of all, for those, South America is amazing for metal. Metal
Oh
fans, metal
yes.
bands, amazing,
Yes.
amazing place to, you know, so many live metal records are made in South America because the audience is so great.
It's the
And
best.
and I know that obviously, look, Brazil is a humongous large country, and everybody recognizes Rock in Rio, but Chile and Argentina and Uruguay have so many great bands. So that's amazing. Second of all, Nightwish tribute band.
Yeah.
My ears. I'm wearing a hat and you can't tell, but my ears. I did one of those like
Like,
Memes.
what? Yeah, it
Oh,
was,
wow.
I was just getting into, I was in this hardcore punk band, but I was also a metalhead, and in somewhere like singing in this band and like connecting more to metal, I heard Tardia's voice and I was like, oh damn, that's amazing. So I started like working on my voice. I took classical singing lessons because she kind of inspired me to do that, and I was so young. And then I just started doing my own thing. It was like these guys said, "Ah, you have a very good voice. Why don't you just join us for a while and let's see what happens?" And I had fun. We had fun, but I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. So I was there for a very short period of time. But yes, that's what I did. It was fun.
Nice.
It was fun.
Yeah, I can't. I'd imagine so. Nightwish is incredible. I think it's actually. I just had my mind blown. Tardia and Floor, her,
Yes.
one of the many people who have stepped in for Tardia's spot in Nightwish since she left. They did a live chat together yesterday. Oh my goodness! Like, and they're
Oh, I
friends, and
didn't
everything's
see
cool.
it. Oh my
Yeah, there,
gosh.
it, I think it's on Floor's either YouTube or IG as a replay. So
Okay.
if you like the band, I can't recommend enough watching this chat with the two of them, two legends. We've interviewed both of them in the last year or two, and I think it was just the anniversary of Oceanborn, so which is awesome. I'm obviously a fan, and so if I don't know what training you've had as a singer, but if you could sing Nightwish, which is evident on some of the Inferno Doll stuff, but
Hmm.
you also sing very heavy. You have a really good low voice, sort of a very alto quality voice
Hmm.
for this chamber type of stuff. So I feel like, wow, if you could sing Nightwish, you could sing anything.
Well, I don't have that powerful operatic voice anymore because I've been trying to find my own sound. So I did that on the making of Sacrifice, and that's what I sound like, and that's what I can do. Of course, sometimes I get creative, and when I want to do like very high singing kind of voices, I have to like do this operatic style because it's the only way that I can do that. I can't belt very high notes. I can't belt like Flor Jansen does. So I had training in classical singing. Then I had some training to work on my mixed voice, more into like musicals. Then the last vocal coach that I had was Mary Zimmer. She sings in Helion Prime, and she actually coached me to grow because I really wanted to do that and I didn't want to like hurt myself. So she coached me, and the rest has been just practice. And I watched a lot of YouTube tutorials from her. Daniel Tompkins too is one of. He's a really good coach. I signed up for his online course too, and wow, it's he and Mary are the best coaches I've ever had the pleasure of working with. With Tompkins was not like directly on Skype, but it was just online, and yeah.
Nice. It's a great variety. I also have a
Yes.
singing background, so I really appreciate singers. And Daniel's great. We've also talked to him. I almost like his solo stuff as much or more than I like
Oh
Tesseract.
yes.
Just like I know not the right thing to say, but we just interviewed Tesseract also, James. So don't get mad at me, Tesseract fans. I love Daniel.
Oh, I love
Um,
Daniel Tesseract, and his solo album are amazing.
I loved his solo stuff. So that's a lot of variety for you, and I think that
Yes.
also follows through in Sacrifice, where there's a lot of variety. There's these very chill experimental songs, like the
Hmm.
track with Dawn Howard, and then there's Land of the Lords. And it's funny that you said there's this character inside of you that is the Inferno doll that wants to take over the world. Because just
Yeah.
right before this call, my video director's in the room behind me, and he and I were listening to the record, and he said it sounds like she's going to try to take over the world, and you just
Yeah.
said that's exactly what you were going to do, is the
Yeah.
spirit of this. So that's really incredible.
Yeah, it's so great that you guys can like feel what I was trying to express with my voice and my crazy lyrics and everything, and the concepts that I like working on the albums. I love it when people tells me this sounds like you wanna like take over the world, or this sounds like a love story, or this sounds like I don't know, you were I or the person that's talking to me that I see myself walking through a graveyard, and sometimes from out of nowhere a ghost shows up, and I'm like, yeah, you get it.
Right. And that heavy stuff, there's this sort of cinematic quality also in
Yes.
the music, which I know you work very closely with your collaborators. So you relocated and you started to write Sacrifice. So I wanted to hear about this writing collaboration and team that you kind of put together to work with you, because like I said, there's a lot of variety, but it all
Mhm.
just kind of works as your style.
Yeah. Well, the making of Sacrifice was really hard. My producer is still in Chile. He's not gonna leave Chile, so it was the first time that we would work online using Skype. We didn't know about Zoom. It would have been so much easier, and it was such a pain in the butt, to be honest. But we did it. The work with my producer, with Gabriel, was like having Skype sessions, working online and live, like on the songs. And with Dawn, for example, was easier because we just met a few times on Skype. I told her the idea. I gave her the freedom to write the solo on that part of Sacrifice. She wrote the solo. And she recorded herself at her place, and then she sent me the stems of it, and then I sent those stems to Gabriel, and here we are recording. I recorded the vocals at a friend's house because his house had better isolation. And but for Ghost Walls, I when I heard the first mixed back, I was like, I didn't like the way that I sing it, so I had to sing it again, and I actually recorded here in my room. It was so funny. I had to like close the door because every time I sing, my cat, actually she's sitting right here, she starts meowing at me. It's like instantly I start singing and she starts meow. So some of the meows were in the recording, and I had to do that several times. It was a very hard process, difficult process. It took us over a year to like finish everything. Then came the mixing. It was handled by Gabriel, my producer. Then the mastering was made by Christian Mardones in Chile. And actually, the mixing and the mastering was very easy, but the writing process was really hard, like online, Skype, time zone differences. And then I had things going on here, so we had to stop for a couple of months and then continue again. And then I broke my arm, and then, oh my gosh, so many things happened. Yeah.
It's been a busy time, and
Oh,
your
yeah.
your cat may have a future as a singer also, because your cat
Oh,
wants to
yeah,
get in
absolutely.
on the album. And then cats would be very spooky and work with some of the music. So,
They're calling you spooky, Morgana.
oh, is that like Morgana Le Fay?
No, it's
That's a great
Morgana
name.
because it's Morgana from. Have you read The Mist of Avalon? Arthurian legends, Morgana, that Morgana.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
vaguely. I haven't read it, but I've sort of
yeah,
seen it
but
talked about it. That's
that's the
awesome.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Again, perfect. Of course, cats, of course.
cats.
And of course, cats are as metal as possible.
Oh
And
yeah,
and dogs are more punk rock. That's what I've always felt.
that, yeah, could be.
Yeah. So yeah, really fantastic record. Like I said, it's definitely shows a lot of strengths, and the final track is also very, just sort of a remix of a track, but
Hmm.
it is, or the remix version is what has wound up on Sacrifice. I'll say that. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's really another strong one to end, and a very final feeling song too.
yeah, it's true. No, they did a good job. I like the remix. Yeah, very much.
Even for a short release, I'm a big fan of sequencing, right? And how you choose. Obviously, Sacrifice was good, a natural opening song because of the atmosphere. But I am still a fan, even on a shorter release or even a split. What songs come in what order, I think helps the listening process. So I think it's a really cool. You set the table very well for the fan.
Yeah, it was. I had to like think about how I was going to make the order of the tracks. I wasn't sure to open the EP with Sacrifice, but I asked Don, I asked Gabriel and close friends of mine, like, okay, what do you think about this order? Can you listen to this EP? It's just 3 songs. Can you tell me if it makes sense to you? What if I change the order? And they kind of helped me to put the songs in the order that they are right now. But later, let's say like a couple of months before I was releasing the EP, sorry. Yes, it had to be Sacrifice, Ghost, Wolves, and Land of the Lords, like the coming back of the Inferno doll, the feelings, the emotions, and then I'm here fully alive to take over the world.
Yes.
So yeah, it has to be like that. It had to be like that.
Nice. I love it. I'm also really impressed with, obviously there's a lead up to this and there's sort of a return for you after, like you said, a lot of things going on in your life. And I love
Mhm.
how you promoted the record with social media, email marketing, and it seemed very natural at it. I know some of it is new to you and some of it you're very
Mhm.
experienced at because, again, you've been around as an artist for a very long time, toured the world a little bit. So I love how you use media to reach your fans. And
Oh,
it's
thank
very
you.
cool.
Yeah, I've been working on that for a while too. Yeah, it's actually yesterday I had a live stream with Monica Strutt about this same topic. And that's the only way that I have right now to connect with my fans. I can't perform. Like actually we're going into lockdown again this Sunday. They're locking us up because COVID is going crazy. Emails, I email my fans very often. I give them like a live update so they can get to know what's going on with me and they can get to know me better. And live streams on Instagram, chatting with other indie artists, and it's been really great. I feel I can hug all my fans through social media, even though I can't be with them like face to face. Has keeping me sane as well.
Nice. We love Monica Strutt here, as you know. So we're friends, and she's great, and I'm sure you
Oh
guys had a
yeah,
great
she
chat.
is.
She's fantastic, and yeah, I love how you, especially your email marketing is really good, and I urge and recommend everybody to follow and sign up. There'll be links
Thank
at the
you.
bottom of the video in the description for everybody to follow you and sign up.
Mhm.
And obviously, you mentioned the COVID. I certainly hope that you're well, your family, your friends,
Yeah.
all your musical collaborators. I hope everybody is safe. I don't know why it's going crazy all over the world again. It seemed like it was going away. Very encouraged by the vaccine news, but still, it's going to take a long time to get everybody
Yeah,
protected. So,
I'm just not leaving my room. I'm normally a very quiet person. I don't go out much, and I don't have too many friends here. And everyone is like concerned about the same issue, so we're not getting together just in case. You know, we are just being as responsible as possible and just using our free time as the best way we can.
hmm, well, that's all we can do. I hope we get back our
Yeah.
lives, right?
Oh
Just
yeah.
normal life, let alone shows and going on tour and clubs and things. It's got to be hard for everybody. I'm sure it's hard for you. I'm sure you were
Oh yeah.
planning to go tour behind this record and
Yes.
put probably put a new band together, local to you and or somewhere else. And
Yes.
I hope
I
I
want.
hope you get to.
Thank you. I hope that too because I wanted to like put the band together and start performing, but
We'll see when.
COVID
We'll see when.
yeah. As soon as we can.
As soon as we can, safely.
Safely. Yeah.
Just for a last little thing, because it's the
Mhm.
end of the year, we have started to do our year-end lists, and we don't do lists all the time, but I do like to ask artists what music you've been listening to this year. Can be new, can be old, or
Mhm.
what music you're looking forward to most next year.
Actually, this year I've been listening a lot to instrumental music. One of my artists, like the ones that I've been listening to a lot, is Peter Gundry. He makes very instrumental, gothic, creepy music. I find it very similar to the Bram Stoker's Dracula soundtrack.
Hmm.
Is that kind of mood. I've also been listening a lot to Leprous, Pitfalls. That album has been like a salvation for me. The new Gaia album, Limbo, is also really good. I gotta say that my girl's Gaia Guarda, her album is fantastic. I've been listening to that a lot. Um, Peter Murphy, Lion, also my favorite. Well, of course, Bram Stoker's regular soundtrack and a lot of movie soundtracks. instrumental music. Yeah, that's what I've been listening to lately.
Do you have a favorite movie soundtrack composer?
Oh, well, I don't know how to say his name. Volcade, the writer from Bram Stoker's Dracula. He's
Okay.
amazing. He's amazing. All his soundtracks are the best. I love him.
Right on. I love that movie too. Actually, I think it's on streaming. Maybe I'll watch it again. It's been a minute since I've seen it.
I'm a
And
Dracula nerd, so I could talk to you about Dracula for hours.
oh,
Yeah.
nice, nice. We love some Dracula here. And do you have a favorite Dracula movie or version of a Dracula movie ever?
Well,
Bram
I like
Stoker's Dracula,
Nosferatu.
probably.
Of course, I like Bram Stoker's Dracula. I One of the latest movies that I watched was well, I like Nosferatu, but there's a remake of the original Nosferatu that's called Nosferatu the Vampire, and Kinski is Nosferatu, and that movie is so good. The photography of the movie is so good. I love it. That could be like, if I could put three movies on my top one, it'll be Nosferatu, Nosferatu the Vampire, and Bram Stoker's Dracula, and the rest.
Nicely done. Amazing. Laura, so nice to chat with you. So nice to hear your story. Congratulations on Sacrifice. I wish you the
Thank
best.
you.
Please keep being safe and positive, and we will
Yeah.
catch up again soon, maybe next time in person when you're on tour.
Yeah, that'll be great. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for inviting me here. And I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
Me too. Thank you so much. Have a great day.